He can set traps. He can use his legs to move around a little bit and wait for the right spot, the right entry point to come in with a dangerous guy. He can do it all, and he can figure it out on the fly with the cerebral.
Gervonta Tank Davis has the boxing world talking again, and it's not even because of an upcoming fight. This time, it's his insane physical condition. He recently posted videos flaunting a chiseled physique, defined muscles, and broad shoulders, showing zero signs of taking time off.
No money or nothing, just put them in front of me, and I'll show you that I'm bad.
His incredible condition has sparked reactions from boxing experts, with some now believing that this could turn out to be a much tougher fight for Lamont Roach than anyone initially expected.
Again, they pick and choose, so it is what it is. And again, the media like to hate him too. So, you know, I'm going to catch a lot of that backlash too. But I mean, it is what it is. I ain't really studying that too much. I'm not worried about narrative. I'm worried about what I have to do in the ring.
Originally scheduled for December 14th in Houston, Texas, the fight with Lamont Roach was postponed due to a scheduling conflict, and it's now set for the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. But even with the new venue and date, boxing insiders remain skeptical about Roach's chances against Gervonta Davis.
2 fights. But, yes, and after I beat him the second time, I probably would ask the WBA to let me go up to 140. And
fans might be hyped for the upcoming clash, but experts are raising eyebrows. After watching Gervonta Davis's recent training videos, many are questioning if Lamont Roach really grasps the challenge ahead. With 3 months still left, Davis already looks fight-ready, boasting massive shoulders, sharply defined arms, and a physique that radiates power and intensity. And former champion Shawn Porter summed it up perfectly, calling it not just good shape, but knockout-ready shape, and he's far from the only one noticing, as Davis is sending a loud message without saying a single word. Teddy Atlas, known for his blunt analysis, didn't sugarcoat anything. He warned that Gervonta Davis is always a threat, but when he's this locked in, he becomes even more dangerous, adding that Lamont Roach needs either a rock-solid strategy or should seriously rethink getting in the ring. Fans have flooded social media with comments like, "Roach is in trouble," and "Tank's already in fight shape." And while the hype is real, most experts are approaching with caution, pointing out that this isn't just a physical mismatch, it's a mental one too, and the overwhelming view is clear. Roach has heart, but heart alone won't be enough against someone like Gervonta Davis.
You know, a lot of times at the beginning, people thought he was just a seek and destroy missile. They thought he was just a guy that got to you, and they thought that he would get over anxious. He don't get over anxious. He takes his time. He slowly closes those gaps. You know,
Lamont Roach isn't a pushover. He's a skilled, technical fighter with strong defense and a tough chin. But even his most loyal supporters can't ignore the massive gap in experience and firepower. Promoter Eddie Hearn didn't mince words, saying Roach is a good fighter, but Gervonta Davis is operating on an entirely different level, calling this more than just a step up. It's a giant leap, and that's where the real danger lies. And Hearn isn't alone, as Hall of Famer Bernard Hopkins was even more blunt, saying there's no shame in admitting you're not ready, warning that Davis isn't just a knockout machine. He's smart, calculated, and ruthless, the kind of opponent you don't face unless you're absolutely certain you can win. And in Hopkins' view, Roach might not even make it past the fight's first half.
Lamont, the way that everybody else look at Lamont, like I know Lamont is a really good fighter. I'm not. This ain't no Frank Martin. That's all I'm gonna say.
yeah.
It's the real.
For Lamont Roach, the stakes are sky high. A win over Gervonta Davis would catapult him into stardom, but a devastating loss could be a major setback, potentially derailing his career and making a comeback difficult. It's the kind of gamble that has seasoned fighters raising concerns, because what makes Gervonta Davis truly dangerous isn't just his knockout power, though that's a huge part of it. It's how he combines that raw power with precision, patience, and elite ring intelligence, as Davis doesn't just throw bombs. He sets traps, analyzes his opponents, and delivers perfectly timed shots when the opening appears.
My whole family's from DC. My whole family, like my entire family.
Don't bring them. Don't
what?
bring them.
For what?
Don't bring them. I'm telling you,
they
don't
gonna
bring 'em.
celebrate with me. You hear
Don't
me?
bring them.
It's gonna be a part.
Former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis put it best. Gervonta Davis isn't just a puncher, he's a finisher, and once he senses weakness, it's game over. For Lamont Roach to have any real shot, he'd need to fight a perfect fight every single second of every round, which is nearly impossible against someone like Davis. And that's where the true concern lies. While Roach is undoubtedly skilled, his style may not match up well, as he relies heavily on defense and counterpunching. But against a pressure fighter like Davis who can cut off the ring and force exchanges, that strategy might not hold up.
I fight, when they start talking, that's when y'all get dumb. I'm gonna beat his ass.
He can't do shit with.
For real.
The venue change adds another twist to the matchup, shifting from the Toyota Center in Houston to the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, a place known for its intense, high-energy boxing crowds. And that difference could be crucial. Veteran trainer Joe Goosen believes it gives Gervonta Davis yet another edge, pointing out that the Barclays atmosphere can be overwhelming for those who haven't experienced it. But Davis has been there before and knows how to feed off that energy, while Lamont Roach will be stepping into unfamiliar territory, facing not just Davis, but also the roaring crowd, the bright spotlight, and the crushing weight of expectations, all of which can be a heavy burden for a fighter with limited big stage experience. The real question isn't whether Gervonta Davis is ready. He clearly is. It's whether Lamont Roach should be taking this fight in the first place. Many boxing insiders believe Roach has the talent to become a world champion someday, but they're not convinced this is the right opponent or the right moment. And Andre Ward, who understands timing better than most, summed it up by saying there's no shame in taking your time. Because once you step into the ring with someone like Davis, there's no turning back. Roach needs to be absolutely certain this is the right move. And even Timothy Bradley, known for his grit and frequent critiques of Davis, voiced concern, warning that Davis is the type of fighter who breaks your confidence before you even realize it. Roach has heart, no doubt, but sometimes heart alone just isn't enough, and he's walking into a fight that could end badly.
Of the Gervonta Davis Roach fight.
I think that, it's had a lot of criticism, but it's not a bad fight. Lamont Roach is a world champion. He's smaller than Gervonta Davis. The problem is not many people are aware of who he is or his ability.
Despite all the warnings, one thing is certain. This fight has the entire boxing world buzzing. The contrast in styles, the massive stakes for both fighters, and Gervonta Davis's unbelievable conditioning have made this matchup impossible to overlook. And the question everyone's asking is whether Lamont Roach can rise to the moment or if Davis will deliver yet another highlight reel knockout. March 1st is shaping up to be a night packed with intensity and fireworks. And for Gervonta Davis, it's more than just another victory. It's a chance to remind everyone why he's one of the most dangerous and feared fighters in the sport today.
I lost both times. The first one was a little. No, both are. They on YouTube. You can go watch them.
Yeah,
They're
I
on
got you.
YouTube. So,
First one's a little fishy.
For Lamont Roach, this fight is a chance to shock the world and prove the doubters wrong. But if the experts are right, and they usually are, it could also become the most dangerous night of his career. Meanwhile, Gervonta Davis made headlines at the kickoff press conference by dropping a major announcement. 2024 will be his final year in the ring, with the undefeated lightweight champion revealing plans to fight 3 more times before retiring, explaining that he's ready to walk away from boxing to focus on his family and grow his real estate ventures.
List 3 names that you want 2025.
I won't say.
All right. Who?
Gervonta Davis's retirement announcement has sent shockwaves through the boxing community. While some applaud it as a smart move to protect his health and legacy, others believe question whether he's leaving too soon, possibly missing out on massive paydays and potential unification bouts. Legendary fighter Bernard Hopkins weighed in with a different perspective yet reflective. The Hall of Famer praising Davis as a generational talent, calling the already done enough to earn his place generational talent, who has already done enough to secure his place. Not entirely convinced the decision however is permanent. Even Hopkins couldn't help of the wonder if this eventually pulled Davis back in. Or if
I'm always looking for a knockout. No matter what, I'm always prepared for 12 rounds, but I'm always looking for a knockout. And if I get the chance, I'm going to try to knock his head off.
With an undefeated record of 30-0, including 28 knockouts and championships in 3 weight classes, Gervonta Davis has built the kind of career most fighters can only dream of. His star power exploded after his massive 2023 win over Ryan Garcia, a bout that shattered pay-per-view records with over 1.2 million buys and earned Davis a career-best $50 million payday. While that victory solidified his status as a global boxing superstar, it wasn't without controversy, as critics pointed to the 136-pound catchweight and rehydration clause, arguing it gave Davis an unfair advantage, with Garcia himself claiming he was physically restricted. But despite the backlash, Bernard Hopkins stands firm in his praise, saying Davis has done exactly what the greats do: reach the top, and to him, Davis is without question a first-ballot Hall of Famer. Bernard Hopkins acknowledges the debates around Gervonta Davis's career, admitting that every era has its share of fights that never materialize. But he still believes Davis's achievements speak volumes. The timing of Davis's retirement plans has raised eyebrows, especially with major opportunities still on the table in the lightweight division, as after his March 1st showdown with Lamont Roach Jr., Davis could pursue high-stakes unification bouts with WBC champion Shakur Stevenson or IBF title holder Vasily Lomachenko. Either fight would generate massive buzz and could solidify Davis's legacy as the undisputed king of the lightweight division.
He's not been in the ring with. I'm the total package, and honestly, sometimes I think he doubts himself. But I'm a competitor, and I feel like I'm the best. So I'm a show up.
Moving up to 140 pounds could open the door for blockbuster matchups with Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez. Both have expressed interest in facing Gervonta Davis, and such fights would draw massive audiences and deliver enormous paydays. However, Davis doesn't appear eager to stick around much longer. With only 2 fights left after his bout with Lamont Roach Jr. as part of his plan to retire in 2024, he's already hinted at announcing his next opponent immediately after the Roach fight, fueling speculation over who will make the final cut in his career. For Bernard Hopkins, Davis's choice to walk away while still young isn't just understandable. It's admirable, especially coming from someone who fought well into his late 40s and knows all too well the physical and mental toll boxing takes on a fighter.
He pulls Lamont Roach up to 135 pounds. Isn't every single fighter that's asking Tank Davis to fight at 140 pounds, aren't they trying to weight bully him too?
Gervonta Davis is clearly focused on securing his financial future and stepping away from boxing before risking unnecessary damage, a decision Bernard Hopkins deeply respects, saying every fighter must follow their own path, and Davis clearly understands this. Hopkins also noted that Davis's life has changed recently, especially with the birth of his son, which may have shifted his priorities, with fatherhood giving him a new perspective where long-term health and family now outweigh the pursuit of more titles or accolades. Still, Hopkins isn't ruling out a possible change of heart, pointing out that Davis is young and something spectacular in the next 1 or 2 fights could spark a reconsideration. If he says he's doing 1, 2, or 3 more fights, Hopkins said, "Let's respect that and just hope they're the matchups fans have been waiting for."
Okay, shit to Gervonta, it don't be coming out good for them, my nigga. I'm just keeping it real.
He obviously a superstar, but just because it's who he is, this don't change no program that I got going on. I'm here to win. I've been coming to win. And I think the same result will happen on.
Whether Gervonta Davis sticks to his retirement timeline or not, the next year will be critical in defining his legacy, while his upcoming fight against Lamont Roach Jr. is expected to be a showcase. The true test lies in his final 2 matchups, and fans as well as critics are hoping Davis uses those opportunities to silence any remaining questions about his career. Many believe that means stepping in the ring with Shakur Stevenson, one of the sport's most technically gifted fighters, where a victory would not only unify titles, but also prove Davis's willingness to face the very best. While others are pushing for a bout with Vasily Lomachenko, whose elite skills and experience could offer one of the most formidable challenges Davis has ever faced.
He took this fight for the naysayers and all this and all the people talking shit about the fight. I think he actually took the fight because he know that I'm a dog. And, he want to prove.
And then there's the potential for Gervonta Davis to face Devin Haney or Teofimo Lopez at 140 pounds. Both fighters bring distinct styles and massive fan followings, making them ideal opponents for Davis's final year in the sport. While Davis insists he's ready to retire, boxing history shows that retirement is rarely permanent, as the allure of the spotlight, the promise of huge paydays, and the drive to further cement a legacy have drawn many fighters back into the ring. Even Bernard Hopkins admitted that something extraordinary in Davis's next fights could lead to a rematch or a challenge too big to ignore. Still, Hopkins believes that even if Davis walks away for good, his legacy is already solidified.
I say 9th round.
What?
I say 9th round.
You said 9?
Yeah.
What's your response to that, Lamont?
Look, he got scared. Look, he looked at
Nah. I'm telling you saying you going down in a 9th?
As far as his era is concerned, Gervonta Davis has done enough. Every generation has its share of what-if fights, but Davis has followed his own path. And if he chooses to walk away after 3 more bouts, that decision deserves respect and his accomplishments should be celebrated. His retirement announcement has sparked plenty of debate, but one thing is certain, he's leaving the sport on his own terms. And whether he sticks to that plan or changes course down the line, his impact on boxing is already undeniable. For Bernard Hopkins, Davis's career reflects smart choices, elite talent, and perfect timing. He's done what he set out to do, Hopkins said. And if this really is the end, he's walking away as one of the greats of his generation. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Been able to solve Tank Davis. What do you need to do together with you and your team and obviously your son to score that victory?
We got a game plan. We're going to execute it, and we're going to get the
Move
results.
that head, bob and weave, bob and weave.
Perhaps the most intriguing voice in the conversation has been Conor Benn, the outspoken British welterweight who isn't pulling any punches. After navigating a turbulent stretch in his own career, Ben now has his sights set on one of the biggest names in boxing, Gervonta "Tank" Davis. Ben has made it clear he doesn't see Lamont Roach Jr. as a serious threat and believes he would be the true test of Davis's toughness and legacy. His call-out isn't new. The two have traded jabs on social media. Earlier this year, with Ben publicly challenging Davis to a catchweight bout, claiming a formal offer of around $25 million was sent to Davis's team. But according to Ben, all they got in return was silence. He's just a mouthy little clown, Conor Benn said in an interview with Fight Hub TV, clearly unimpressed by Gervonta Davis's bravado. According to Ben, Davis started talking just to stir things up, and Ben claims he warned him that his promoter would respond within 48 hours. But instead, Davis's team, including advisor Al Heyman, allegedly shut the idea down before it could gain any momentum. Ben brushed off the rejection with his usual swagger, claiming Davis doesn't even grasp the basics of negotiation. His boss didn't let him out to play, Ben quipped, adding, "He's an idiot. I don't even think he knows what negotiating means."
This is the latest. Gervonta Davis and Conor Benn going back and forth to the point where Davis is just firing off 5 or 6 tweets. He's showing us screenshots where Eddie Hearn is dropping into the DMs and saying, do you really want this fight? Gervonta's saying, yeah, I do.
Davis is our Tank is go out there and goes, yeah, I'll fight him. He obviously saw something. He goes, oh yeah, I'm going to beat that.
Conor Benn's confidence stems from his belief that Gervonta Davis's career has been carefully steered to avoid the most dangerous opponents. While Davis holds an undefeated record in titles across multiple weight classes, Ben isn't convinced by the accolades, claiming his career has been very well maneuvered and boldly predicting, "Fight Shakur. I bet he'll retire before he fights Shakur." For Ben, Davis's decision to face Lamont Roach Jr. only supports that narrative, as he views Roach as a solid fighter but not a real threat. Lamont Roach is no challenge, he's just keeping busy, Ben said, positioning himself instead as the kind of opponent who could truly push Davis to his limits.
It's mate. Listen, I agree to fight anyone. Do you know what I mean? Ain't my concern. You know, if 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 mil ain't enough, then stop piping up on Twitter. Do you know what I mean? Stay quiet. Stay at your house with your little tag on your ankle, with your house arrest.
Known for his aggressive style and knockout power, Conor Benn is confident that his relentless pressure would overwhelm Gervonta Davis, claiming Tank wouldn't be able to handle his pace. One major hurdle in making the fight happen, however, is the weight difference. While Davis has fought as high as 140 pounds, including his knockout win over Mario Barrios for the WBA super lightweight title, he currently competes at 135 pounds, whereas Ben is a natural welterweight, usually fighting at 147. To bridge the gap, Ben has proposed a catch weight of 143 pounds, saying, "I would even do a catch weight at 143 for him. He won't take the fight."
35 and 40. Won't you mess with those guys at 54, 47 and 54? Mess with those guys. Call those guys out. You know what I'm saying? If you really want to, fight somebody, go up there and fight the ones at the best, the 54 pounder, the 40.
The offer reflects Conor Benn's willingness to compromise and meet Gervonta Davis halfway, but he remains doubtful that Davis will accept. Ben's challenge comes at a pivotal point in his own career, as the 28-year-old continues rebuilding his image following a failed drug test for the banned substance clomiphene, which forced the cancellation of a major showdown with Chris Eubank Jr. in October 2022. Now cleared by the National Anti-Doping Panel, Ben is once again eligible to fight in the UK and is targeting high-profile matchups. He's currently in talks for a February bout with WBC welterweight champion Mario Barrios, but has stated clearly that a fight with Davis would take top priority. He's the one who wanted to pipe up, Ben said. Now he has the chance to back it up.
And it's going to go, Tank going to be losing the first 3 rounds. Then he's going to download the data. Then he going to knock this dude out in round 7 or 8. Then he going to do the backflip. Then Jim Gray's going to get in the ring, or Caleb Plant's wife, and say, "Who do you want next?" And Tank's going to say, "I want all those guys." And they're going to go to the press conference, and Elliot Setback's going to say, "Who do you want next?"
While Gervonta Davis has faced criticism over his level of competition, there's no denying his elite skill and devastating power. Boasting a 30-0 record with 28 knockouts, he remains one of the most dangerous fighters in boxing. But Conor Benn believes he's the one who can finally break that streak, stating, "I'm the real challenge. Not these guys he's been fighting, not Roach, me." For Ben, it's not just about proving his own worth, but about showing the world he's unafraid to take on the toughest opponents and carve out his place in boxing history. But what do you think? Does Lamont Roach stand a chance against Tank Davis? Let us know in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more boxing updates.